What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. There are some new juicy reports that the What If character, Captain Carter, will appear in live action in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. And I wanted to do a full video on this because not only do I think this is actually happening, I actually heard about this months ago from a very good insider, but I was told I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
And so, where this is coming from the Diz Insider podcast, where Skylar Schuler sort of let it slip that he had heard that Captain Carter would be in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. Some very keen-eared people, some Marvel fans, posted this on the Marvel Studios Spoilers subreddit, and it is currently garnering a lot of attention and hype from Marvel fans. And again, I'm here to tell you, I can back up that I think this is going to happen. The person I spoke to about this months ago is super solid, but again, they told me I wasn't supposed to talk about this, and so I haven't until now, because now the proverbial cat is out of the bag. And by the way, the fact that I was not supposed to talk about it and some of the other things that may be going on with Marvel moving forward, it just means that this is all a very, very big deal. So let me explain to you what I think is going on. Okay, let's first talk about Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this movie is going to be absolutely crazy, but it's also going to have two main functions, which I think are important to keep track of for the purposes of this video. Number one, it is going to tell its sort of singular story and have a resolution to a conflict that is in the film. But number two, it is also setting up a next chapter of an ongoing story, which will have to do with Wanda and the multiverse. Now, the plot of the movie, at least as far as we can tell, will surround a beginning that has to do with Wanda and her search for her children throughout the multiverse. And then the main plot from there will become Strange stopping Wanda from doing that, getting her help to stop another threat within the promise that he will help Wanda find her children in the multiverse. This comes from a variety of different leaks and teases and, frankly, context clues from what we think Marvel is doing. And so the first functional part of this film, the crux of the movie's plot, is going to surround Shuma Gorath and America Chavez. Apparently, Shuma Gorath is going throughout the multiverse. He's chasing down and desiring the power that America Chavez has because she has the ability to pass between universes. Shuma Gorath wants that power, and that's going to be the main big thing that Doc Strange, America Chavez, Wong, and Wanda, and maybe others will be doing in the movie. But it is the second aspect of the film, the fact that it is continuing this multiversal story, that is more interesting to me and more important for the Peggy Carter, Captain Carter character, and what Marvel may be doing with the multiverse. A couple of different big things we want to talk about. First of all, Wanda being in Doctor Strange. That was a plan that Feige had for a long, long time. And initially, before they remade the Doctor Strange movie after Scott Derrickson decided to not return, and then Michael Waldron, who is the head writer of Loki, and Sam Raimi basically recreated and came up with the idea for the new Doctor Strange movie. Before all of that, it was established that Wanda was going to be in the movie. So think about what that means. Wanda was going to be in this film before they had a single page of script. We've also heard Kevin Feige mention recently in interviews that the story of Wanda will happen somewhat in Doctor Strange, but is inevitably going to happen in movies and television shows coming after Doctor Strange. He literally used the word inevitable. On top of that, after the series finale of the Loki show, it was reported by the Hollywood trades that Tom Hiddleston as Loki would also be appearing in the Doctor Strange movie. And I think in many ways that was also a part of the OG original plan that Kevin Feige had for the Doctor Strange movie. Again, important in the capacity of being another chapter in his multiversal tale. And it is in that capacity, in that aspect of the movie, where I think Captain Carter and perhaps the Guardians of the Multiverse will show up. Now, I think to really pull this together, we need to take a second to explain what we know and what we think we know about the What If series. Now, the What If series seems to be telling the story of different variant versions of our favorite Marvel heroes, but they are also seemingly going to have at least a few episodes and perhaps many episodes that tell an overarching story, which seems to involve the recruiting of these different variants into a group known as the Guardians of the Multiverse. It is in some of the promotion, and if you look at just this poster right here, it does appear like Peggy Carter's Captain Carter is more or less going to be the leader of this kind of multiversal group of Avengers known as the Guardians of the Multiverse. We kind of even see this in the trailer when she's introducing herself to the darker Doctor Strange, and it just kind of seems like that's the direction Marvel wants to go in. They're going to see these variants, and the what if aspects of them will be very cool, but there could quite possibly be an actual story thread that progresses, showing these characters meeting up and coming together to stop various threats throughout the multiverse. And if that's where they end up, then it would just make sense that a Captain Carter in charge of that group would come to find Doctor Strange, our 616 Doctor Strange, to explain to him what is happening and perhaps try to team up with him for a wider threat moving forward. And so I guess what I'm saying here is I do not expect Captain Carter to show up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and play a huge role in the movie, but I don't think it's just a cameo either. I think it's a cameo that could lead to more appearances, not just from Captain Carter, but from other members of the What If show in live action as we move forward with Doctor Strange, possibly into the Quantumania film or just in general into the craziness that is the multiverse. I mean, think about it. If Loki's coming into Doctor Strange, wouldn't you assume that would happen after the Shumagorath stuff and sort of open Strange's eyes to a wider, bigger problem with the multiverse via what happened with Kang or He Who Remains at the end of that show? And I've even heard that you're going to get a multiversal version of the Illuminati, that you might well get the Dark Avengers from a multiversal perspective, and the multiverse is absolutely here to stay and will play a major role in everything Marvel, I think, leading up to Secret Wars. And I think that Peggy Carter and Captain Carter may well be a much bigger part of the MCU moving forward than we initially thought. What if we originally thought it was just a fun little show? It would be cool to see these little what if things, but now more and more evidence is coming out that this is not just a nice fun show, that it is setting up stuff significant to the MCU. And of course it would be. I mean, that's totally Kevin Feige's shtick. And so this little rumor about Peggy Carter and Haley Atwell being in Doctor Strange 2 really opens up my imagination to all sorts of wild possibilities, and I'm frankly here for it. Now, a lot of this is speculation, but I do want to remind people that it did appear that Peggy Carter and Haley Atwell made a small cameo appearance in the Loki show, and we know that there will be at least one, possibly many more Lokis in the What If show, and I'm just seeing a possibility here for very interesting through lines leading to some crazy multiversal fun. Let me know what you think about all that different craziness in the comment section below. And I do want to remind everybody, make sure you're checking out the live streaming channel where I live stream Monday through Friday, 10:30 in the morning. And we have a great time over there. So if you have any questions, you want to talk about this sort of thing, come on by the live streaming channel. Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more juicy content as we get further towards crazy MCU, Star Wars, and even DC stuff. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video.